Welcome to a glimpse of the future, a world without cash. Physical money is fading into history as digital currencies take over. Money as we know it is being radically transformed. Before we dive deeper into this complex subject, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to join our engaged community embarking on mini documentary adventures that transport you to hypothetical realms. Today, the era of crypto has dawned. Bitcoin and Ethereum have exploded in popularity, gaining mainstream adoption for daily transactions. The decentralized digital coins allow fast, low-cost payments using revolutionary blockchain technology. Unlike traditional money, no single entity controls crypto. It's maintained by anonymous global networks of computers. The mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin way back in 2009. For years, crypto remained niche. But now, a growing tribe of digital currency enthusiasts see an alternative financial future unfolding. Major companies like Tesla even accept Bitcoin as payment. Crypto empowers users to be their own bank, removing middlemen and oversight. However, critics argue Bitcoin is too volatile to function as a true currency, and its anonymity enables criminal activity. Money laundering, weapons deals, and even terrorism are financed in crypto beyond the law's reach. There have been calls for heavier regulation. In response, governments worldwide are developing central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. These are digital forms of fiat money, the traditional currencies like US dollars backed by central banks. Australia, China, and others are piloting retail CBDCs for general transactions. Sweden could launch the world's first CBDC as physical cash fades away there. The biggest appeal of CBDCs is harnessing the convenience of crypto while preserving stability. Values stay fixed, avoiding the wild swings of Bitcoin. CBDCs also maintain the monetary policy tools central banks rely on to control inflation and unemployment. Fiat currencies still dominate, but the rise of crypto may be the writing on the wall. CBDCs aren't mineable by users either. The central banks will issue all the digital money. But blockchain-powered payment rails could enable direct exchanges without banking middlemen. And programmable CBDCs may incorporate smart contracts down the line. The full capabilities are still being explored. One thing is certain. Going digital allows central banks to directly control the flow of money in the economy to an unprecedented degree. This raises challenging questions about privacy and freedom. If central banks can enforce direct stimulus payments or expiration dates on funds, what checks remain on state power? Some fear CBDCs will become tools of oppression. Dystopian scenarios loom of governments remotely freezing the accounts of dissidents with the click of a button. That brings us to biometric payments, futuristic methods using our bodies as verification. Fingerprint scanning is already mainstream to unlock phones or bank accounts, but even more radical advances are underway. Scanners can now identify individuals by unique vein patterns inside the hand. In Sweden, thousands have microchips implanted in their hands for contactless access control and payments. Are we headed towards a world where your hand is your wallet? Proponents argue biometrics provide the ultimate security and convenience. But serious concerns around privacy abound. Biometric databases could enable alarming surveillance capabilities by corporations or governments. If your body is your password, what happens when those identifiers are inevitably compromised? There would be no changing your palm print if hackers stole it. Requiring bodily modification to transact as part of society raises ethical issues around consent, especially for vulnerable groups. Still, biometric adoption seems poised to accelerate in the coming cashless world. We must thoughtfully navigate this path. A cashless future promises to expand financial access worldwide. Today, 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked, unable to access credit, savings, or payments. This excludes the most vulnerable from the modern economy. financial inclusion can empower the impoverished to invest in businesses and education and ultimately climb the economic ladder. Of course, risks abound like volatility and fraud. But if thoughtfully implemented, digital currencies could transform lives and communities. Their potential benefits for development seem boundless. However, increasing automation of finance through decentralized apps and protocols like DeFi may disrupt traditional banking as we know it. DeFi platforms allow peer-to-peer transactions in crypto beyond government control. The code handles everything. No human intermediaries are needed. For example, you can lend, earn interest, borrow, and trade directly with others using automated smart contracts. Imagine decentralized exchanges someday replacing stock markets and brokerages, or DeFi pools connecting savers to borrowers without banks as middlemen. By minimizing transaction costs and financial gatekeepers, DeFi aims to make finance more efficient, secure, and accessible worldwide. The technology remains experimental for now. However, the traditional role of banks and financial institutions will likely need to adapt or risk obsolescence. Of course, the digitization of money also forces central banks to reinvent themselves. How will monetary policy function as currency goes virtual? Interest rates and quantitative easing are the time-tested tools central banks use to steer economies by influencing money supply and credit availability. However, their effectiveness relies on traditional financial pipelines. With CBDCs, central banks gain direct control over money flows. They can deposit stimulus funds straight into consumer digital wallets with a few keystrokes. Yet, abolishing physical cash also removes limits on negative interest rate policy. Sweden's Riksbank ran into public backlash exploring an e-krona when people realised negative rates could erode savings held digitally. Paper money offers a haven against negative rates, a dilemma for central banks. And decentralised crypto lies completely beyond their reach, for better or worse. The old monetary playbooks may require rethinking in the brave new world of digital currency. Just as money is transforming, the world's financial power grid is being rewired. This shift of monetary power has profound geopolitical implications. The US dollar has dominated global finance for decades, but its status now faces serious long-term threats. As the issuer of the world's reserve currency, America holds tremendous economic and political sway today. But for how much longer? Rival superpowers like China and the EU now race to launch the first major CBDC as they jockey to shape the new monetary order. Even petro-yuan contracts in energy markets aim to increase the usage of China's currency. If the dollar's share of global reserves shrinks, so will American leverage over economic affairs. And the anonymity of crypto could undermine financial sanctions used to pressure rogue states like North Korea. New regional alliances are forming too as money goes digital. India has already launched a CBDC project compatible with China's digital yuan. If societies cashlessly transact using rival platforms, unprecedented financial blocks might arise. Could monetary factions someday replace military pacts? In a world still defined by dollars, power and money remain tethered. That bond is weakening. Where it leads is unclear. But the currency that emerges as the global standard will hold immense geopolitical sway. So national interests and power politics are intricately woven into the fabric of the cashless future now unfolding before our eyes. As money transforms from physical to digital, the impact will resonate through economies, governments, and individual lives. Financial paradigms are shifting beneath our feet. At this crossroads of history, we must take thoughtful steps or risk falling off the precipice. The choices made today, from regulation to technology to accessibility, will reverberate for decades to come. The future of money awaits, for better or worse. Let us meet it with wisdom, vision, and humanity as guideposts. As digital currencies become ubiquitous, cybersecurity will be pivotal. Hacking poses catastrophic risks as society goes cashless. Cryptocurrencies and CBDCs rely on complex technical infrastructure vulnerable to attack. In 2016, hackers exploited flaws in Ethereum's blockchain to steal $50 million of cryptocurrency. And the frequency of ransomware attacks is surging. Hospitals, gas pipelines, and even whole cities are paralysed until ransoms are paid in Bitcoin. Experts warn the financial sector lacks adequate safeguards for the radical changes underway. Outdated legacy systems may crumble against sophisticated state-sponsored hacking. In a cashless world, the majority will likely never touch a banknote, yet trust digital transactions as flawlessly secure. But if underlying systems fail, the fallout could be unprecedented. Most carry on unaware of the precarious foundation beneath their feet. We stand at the precipice of a new financial era. The complete reinvention of money is upon us. A cashless world promises convenience, but also new avenues for oppression. Greater access, but less privacy. More security, and yet greater risk of instability or manipulation. Progress always comes with trade-offs. How we navigate the profound changes ahead will shape society for decades or longer. There are storm clouds on the horizon if digital currencies become tools of authoritarian state control. But there are also bright rays of empowerment if the technology uplifts the marginalised. The future remains unwritten. Fiat currencies dominated the 20th century. Cryptocurrencies and CBDCs aim to define the 21st. But whatever form it takes, let us work to ensure this new financial paradigm serves people over power. If we pursue equity and human rights alongside innovation, society will reap the best this cashless future can sow.